Number 1. The land of silver and contradictions. Argentina, the very name comes from the Latin word argentum, meaning silver. But did you know? Early Spanish explorers believed this land was full of silver mountains, only to find that the riches were mostly myths. Today, Argentina stretches across 2.78 million square kilometers, making it the 8th largest country in the world and the 2nd largest in Latin America, after Brazil. Its geography is astonishing, from the icy glaciers of Patagonia to the steaming subtropical jungles of Misiones and the windswept plateaus of the Pampas where gauchos, the legendary cowboys, still roam. The climate is just as extreme. In one country, you can ski in the Andes in the morning and sunbathe on Atlantic beaches in the afternoon. But Argentina is also home to some of the most bizarre weather records. The highest temperature in South America was recorded here at a scorching 48, or 9 degrees Celsius, while Patagonia often dips to subarctic cold. Population-wise, around 46 million people call Argentina home. Most are descendants of European immigrants, Italians, Spaniards, and Germans, making it one of the most European countries outside Europe. Yet, it also remains deeply Latin American in rhythm, flavor, and heart. But here's a shocking twist. Despite its vast fertile land, Argentina has repeatedly fallen into economic crises so severe that it's been called the world's richest poor country. How can a land with such natural abundance swing between prosperity and poverty? Argentina is a place of paradoxes, breathtaking beauty, endless resources, and yet endless challenges. And that's why it often earns its sinful reputation, not for crime, but for wasted potential. Before we move on, I want to hear from you. Do you think Argentina is truly cursed by its riches, or simply mismanaged? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to James Baker Discovery Global, so you never miss another deep dive into the world's most fascinating countries. Number 2. Language of passion and identity. Spanish is the official language of Argentina, but don't be fooled, it's not the same Spanish you'll hear in Madrid or Mexico. Argentinians speak Rio Platense Spanish, a melodic dialect influenced heavily by Italian immigrants. Instead of the standard tu for you, they use vos, and their intonation often sounds like Italian opera. Ever wondered why Argentinians sound like they're singing when they talk? But language here is more than words. It's culture. Argentinians are masters of storytelling, debate, and even insults that sound like poetry. For example, boludo, which literally means big-headed fool, can be either an insult or an affectionate way to greet a friend depending on tone. English is widely spoken among the young, but in rural areas, you'll still hear indigenous tongues like Quechua, Mapudungun, and Guarani. These languages are living reminders of Argentina's original inhabitants, whose traditions still echo through music, dance, and folklore. What's fascinating is how Argentina's immigrants didn't erase the native culture, they blended with it. Italian gestures, Spanish vocabulary, African rhythms, and indigenous myths all merged here. Perhaps that's why Argentina gave birth to one of the most sensual, sinful dances in human history, the tango. Have you ever danced tango or watched a live performance? Do you think it's the world's most seductive dance, or do you have another favorite? Number 3. Tango, the forbidden dance. Born in the brothels and seedy bars of Buenos Aires in the late 19th century, tango was once considered immoral, vulgar, and downright sinful. European elites despised it, branding it as the dance of criminals and prostitutes. Yet, like many forbidden pleasures, tango spread like wildfire. By the 1920 seconds, it had conquered Paris, London, and New York, transforming Argentina into a cultural powerhouse. Tango isn't just a dance, it's a dialogue of bodies. Every movement is an intimate conversation, every pause filled with tension. No wonder it's been called the vertical expression of a horizontal desire. Today, tango is celebrated as Argentina's greatest cultural export. UNESCO even declared it part of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. But here's the irony. In Buenos Aires, many locals say tango is more for tourists now than for themselves. Younger Argentinians prefer rock, reggaeton, or electronic beats, while tango remains the soul of an older generation. Still, no visitor can leave Argentina without stepping into a smoky milonga tango hall and witnessing couples glide across the floor, eyes locked, as if the world outside no longer exists. Would you dare to dance tango in Argentina, or would you be too shy to handle its passion? Number 4. The gauchos, cowboys of the Pampas. Forget the American cowboy, Argentina has its own icon, the gaucho. These rugged horsemen dominated the pampas, the endless grasslands that stretch across the country. Gauchos lived freely, surviving on cattle, fire, and mate tea. Their lives were harsh, but their reputation? Legendary. Gauchos wore bombacas, baggy trousers, wide-brimmed hats, and carried the facon, a long knife that served as tool, weapon, and symbol of manhood. Their code of honor was simple: loyalty, bravery, and independence. Some historians even compare them to samurais of the grasslands. But here's the shocking truth. Gauchos weren't always romantic heroes. Many were drifters, outlaws, or mixed-race men rejected by colonial society. Over time, Argentina turned them into national symbols, erasing their darker realities. Today, Gaucho culture is kept alive in festivals, rodeos, and ranch tourism. Visitors can ride horses, join an asado, barbecue, and watch gauchos display jaw-dropping skills like catching cattle with bolas, a throwing weapon made of stones and rope. Do you think gauchos were heroes of freedom or just glorified bandits? Number 5. The beauty of Argentine women and men. Argentinians are often described as some of the most attractive people in Latin America. Why? Centuries of European immigration, mixed with indigenous roots, created a diverse gene pool. Tall figures, striking facial features, olive or fair skin, and deep, expressive eyes all combine into what many call the Argentine look. Beauty here isn't just physical, it's cultural confidence. Argentine women are known for their elegance and fashion sense, often compared to Italians. Men are equally image-conscious, grooming themselves carefully. Buenos Aires is sometimes nicknamed the Paris of South America because of its stylish people strolling grand boulevards. But there's also pressure. Argentina has one of the world's highest rates of cosmetic surgery. From nose jobs to body sculpting, beauty is a serious business. And while that may shock outsiders, locals see it as normal and investment in self-esteem. Would you call Argentina one of the most beautiful countries in terms of people? Or is beauty just another illusion of culture and money? Number 6. The roller coaster economy. Argentina is often called the world's richest poor country. Why? Because it has everything: fertile land, massive oil and gas reserves, a literate population, and access to 2 oceans. Yet, its economy has collapsed so many times that Argentinians joke their national sport isn't football, it's surviving inflation. In the early 20th century, Argentina was one of the top 10 richest countries in the world, wealthier than France or Italy. Immigrants flooded in, chasing prosperity. But by the 21st century, Argentina became famous for defaulting on its debts, not once, not twice, but 9 times. Inflation is the everyday monster. Prices rise so fast that locals rush to spend their salaries the same day they're paid. In 2023, annual inflation soared above 200%, the highest in the world outside of crisis-torn nations. Imagine buying a coffee in the morning for 500 pesos, only to find it costs 600 by evening. Despite the chaos, Argentinians adapt with creativity. The blue dollar market, Argentina's unofficial exchange rate, allows people to trade pesos for US dollars on the street. Everyone from students to grandmothers participates, carrying envelopes of cash hidden in pockets or handbags. It's risky, but it keeps them afloat. How does a nation so blessed keep falling into economic sin? Is it bad luck, bad leadership, or simply a culture of living for today instead of tomorrow? Number 7. Politics and the Perón legacy. Argentine politics is never boring. It's a passionate drama that feels more like a soap opera than a government system. Corruption scandals, heated protests, and wild promises keep the nation in constant suspense. The most influential figures? Juan and Eva Perón. Juan ruled Argentina in the 1,940 seconds and 50 seconds, and his wife, Eva, known worldwide as Evita, became a legend. Born poor, she rose to become First Lady, adored by the masses for championing women's rights and the working class. Even after her early death at just 33, Evita remains immortal, her image painted on buildings, sung about in musicals, and tattooed on the hearts of millions. But Peronism also divided the nation. Supporters saw it as empowerment for the poor. Critics called it dangerous populism that bankrupted the state. To this day, every election is a battle of Peronists versus anti-Peronists. Argentina has also endured darker times, brutal military dictatorships in the 1,970 seconds left. Tens of thousands disappeared, kidnapped, tortured, and never seen again. Mothers of the missing still march every week in Buenos Aires Plaza de Mayo, demanding answers. Their white scarves are a haunting symbol of Argentina's unresolved past. So, is Argentina's democracy today strong enough to break this cycle, or is history destined to repeat itself? Number 8. The passion for football. If tango is the soul of Argentina, football is its religion. Streets empty when the national team plays, and victories ignite nationwide celebrations that last for days. Argentina has produced gods of the game. Diego Maradona, who scored the infamous Hand of God goal, and Lionel Messi, who finally brought home the World Cup in 2022. For Argentinians, these aren't just athletes, they're mythic heroes who carry the hopes of an entire nation. Rivalries run deep. The Superclásico between Boca Juniors and River Plate is one of the fiercest derbies in the world. Tickets sell out months in advance, and fans chant, sing, and cry as if life itself depends on the score. Police often deploy in riot gear because emotions can turn violent. Even in the slums, kids kick makeshift balls made of rags. They dream of becoming the next Messi, using football as a ladder out of poverty. For many, the pitch is their only chance at glory. Would you dare attend a Boca versus River match in Buenos Aires knowing it might be the loudest, wildest, and most dangerous sporting event on earth? Number 9. Food of the gods. Asado and beyond. Argentina is meat heaven. Forget vegetarian diets here. The national dish is the asado, a legendary barbecue where entire cuts of beef are grilled slowly over wood embers. Families gather for hours, sipping wine and passing around platters of ribs, sausages, and steaks. But it's not just about eating. Asado is ritual. The asador, grill master, controls the fire like a priest, deciding when the meat is ready. Guests wait patiently, sipping Fernet with cola or sharing Mate Argentina's herbal tea served in a hollow gourd and passed around with one straw, a sacred social act. Other must-tries include empanadas, stuffed pastries filled with meat, cheese, or corn, Milanesas, breaded beef cutlets, and dulce de leche, a caramel-like spread so addictive that Argentinians eat it by the jar. And don't forget Malbec wine, grown in Mendoza's vineyards, which has conquered wine lists across the world. Here's a surprising fact. Despite being one of the world's largest beef consumers, Argentina's obesity rates are lower than in many Western countries. Why? Locals eat fresh food, walk often, and keep mealtime social rather than rushed. If you could only try one Argentine dish, would you choose the smoky asado or the sweet temptation of dulce de leche? Number 10. Festivals of fire and fury. Argentina celebrates life with festivals that are both dazzling and bizarre. The most famous? Carnaval in Gualeguaychú, where samba dancers in feathered costumes parade through the streets in a spectacle that rivals Brazil's carnival. The music, the drums, and the colors turn entire towns into open-air theaters of joy. But Argentina also has stranger traditions. In the town of Quilmes, locals celebrate La Fiesta del Tomate by pelting each other with tomatoes until the streets run red. In Patagonia, some communities revive indigenous rituals with fire dances that honor the spirits of earth and wind. One of the most spectacular is the Fiesta de la Vendimia in Mendoza, celebrating the grape harvest. Imagine thousands of dancers performing under fireworks while giant floats shaped like wine bottles parade through the night. It's a festival where wine flows like rivers, quite literally sinful indulgence. Would you join the grape festival and drink until sunrise, or would you prefer to dance in the tomato-stained streets of Quilmes? Number 11. Nightlife that never sleeps. Buenos Aires is often called the city that never sleeps. Nightlife here doesn't start until midnight, and it doesn't end until sunrise. Clubs known as boliches pump reggaeton, electronic, and rock until 7 a.m. It's not unusual to see people leaving a club as the sun rises, heading straight to breakfast. For something more traditional, head to a tango hall where the atmosphere is smoky, sultry, and full of unspoken tension. Or try a hidden speakeasy in Palermo, where cocktails are served behind secret doors disguised as laundromats or bookshops. But nightlife isn't just in the capital. In Córdoba, student crowds turn the city into one giant party, while coastal towns like Mar del Plata offer beach raves that last for days. Still, nightlife in Argentina has a dark side: pickpocketing, scams, and occasional violence. Tourists must stay cautious, especially in crowded clubs. Yet, the energy of Argentina's nights is irresistible, a mixture of Latin heat, European flair, and pure chaos. Would you dare stay up until dawn in Buenos Aires, or would you tap out after midnight? Number 12. Tourism treasures of Argentina. Argentina is a country of superlatives, where every region feels like a different world. In the north, the Iguazu Falls roar with unimaginable force, 275 cascades stretching nearly 3 kilometers wide. Visitors describe it as standing before the very gates of heaven or hell. The mist rises so high that rainbows appear daily, and the noise is so thunderous you feel it in your bones. Travel south to Patagonia, and you'll find landscapes so surreal they seem alien. Perito Moreno Glacier is one of the few glaciers on Earth still advancing, not retreating. Imagine watching massive chunks of ice, the size of skyscrapers, crack and fall into turquoise waters with a sound like thunder. On the opposite extreme lies the Andes Mountains, with Mount Aconcagua towering at 6,961 meters, the highest peak outside Asia. Adventurers risk altitude, sickness, blizzards, and exhaustion to conquer it. Would you dare to climb? Even the deserts are extraordinary. The Quebrada de Humahuaca, a valley of rainbow-colored mountains, looks like nature's own painting. And in Mendoza, endless vineyards stretch under the shadow of the Andes, producing the wine that made Argentina famous worldwide. If you had only one chance to visit Argentina, would you choose the thundering waterfalls, the icy glaciers, or the fiery desert mountains? Number 13. Mysteries, legends, and the paranormal. Argentina isn't just about natural wonders. It's also home to legends that blur the line between history and myth. One of the most famous is the tale of the Patagonian giants. Early European explorers swore they saw towering humans twice their height roaming the plains. Was it real, or just sailors' hallucinations after months at sea? Another mystery lies in the Pampas. Strange lights known as luces malas, evil lights, that float over fields at night. Locals say they're spirits of the dead, while scientists suggest swamp gas. But farmers insist follow the lights, and you may never return. Argentina also has its share of conspiracy theories. Did Adolf Hitler escape to Argentina after World War II? Many believe so. Some even claim entire Nazi colonies existed in Patagonia, supported by unexplained German architecture and records of U-boat landings. The government has never confirmed it, but the legend refuses to die. And then there's the Gualeguaychú River monster, said to lurk in murky waters, attacking fishermen's boats. Whether you believe in ghosts, aliens, or monsters, Argentina is fertile ground for the imagination. Would you explore these mysteries, or do you think they're just myths crafted to entertain tourists? Number 14. Cost of living. Paradise or pain? At first glance, Argentina seems like a budget traveler's dream. A full steak dinner with wine in Buenos Aires might cost as little as $10. A bus ticket across the country traveling hundreds of kilometers can be cheaper than a short taxi ride in New York. Rent in provincial towns is sometimes under $200 a month. But here's the catch. Argentina's constant inflation makes prices unpredictable. Tourists using dollars often live like kings, while locals struggle to afford basic groceries. Some months, a family's grocery bill can double without warning. Technology and imported goods are especially expensive. An iPhone in Argentina can cost twice its US price. That's why many Argentinians ask relatives abroad to bring electronics in their luggage. Even clothing can be overpriced compared to wages. Still, for digital nomads or retirees with foreign income, Argentina is a paradise. Cheap food, affordable rent, and world-class culture. The challenge is for those earning in pesos, who watch their savings evaporate overnight. So, is Argentina a bargain paradise or a financial nightmare? That depends entirely on the currency in your wallet. Number 15. Essential travel tips for Argentina. If you're planning to visit Argentina, here are survival tips you won't find in a guidebook. First, beware of scams. In Buenos Aires, fake taxi drivers may overcharge or take you on unnecessary detours. Use official apps like Cabify or ask your hotel to arrange a ride. In crowded places, always keep an eye on your bag. Pickpockets love distracted tourists. Second, respect mate culture. If someone offers you a sip from their mate gourd, don't wipe the straw, don't refuse rudely, and don't hold it too long. Drink. Pass it back, and smile. This ritual is sacred. It's about trust, not just tea. Third, time runs differently here. Dinner doesn't start until 9 or 10 p.m., and nightlife often goes until dawn. If you show up early, you'll dine alone. Learn to live on Argentine time, and you'll enjoy it much more. Fourth, be prepared for protests. Argentina is one of the most protest-friendly nations on Earth. Streets can shut down suddenly, with people banging pots and pans in the cacerolazo tradition. Don't panic, it's part of everyday life. Finally, never mention the Falklands, or as Argentinians call them, Las Malvinas, unless you're ready for a fiery debate. For Argentinians, this isn't history. It's an open wound. Follow these tips, and Argentina will open its heart to you. Ignore them, and you might leave with more stress than memories. And that's our journey through Argentina, the most sinful country of 2025. From tango to glaciers, from economic chaos to world-class culture, Argentina is a land of contradictions, passion, and resilience. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and leave a comment about which fact shocked you the most. Your support keeps James Baker, Discovery Global, bringing the world's secrets to your screen.